Back at it yet again, doing another reaction video. This time, OpenAI shocks the world yet again. SORA, first look. Here we are going to check out some AI technology. It's going to revamp YouTube. That's why we got to check it out. How can I incorporate all of these new technologies built off OpenAI and other AI models into this YouTube channel to help things go more smoothly? Let's find out.
Yesterday, OpenAI unleashed their latest monstrosity on humanity, and it's truly mind-blowing. I hope you enjoy a good existential crisis, because what you're about to see is one small step for man and one giant leap for artificial kind.
Woof. So this looks like a faceless YouTube channel so far, with just B-roll everywhere. I'm kind of digging it so far. They're doing a pretty good job. But so far we're 12 seconds in. Let's jump in to see what actually SORA is all about.
We all knew that better AI video models were coming, but OpenAI SORA just took things beyond our wildest expectations. It's the first AI to make realistic videos up to a minute long. In today's video, we'll look at what this text-to-video model can actually do, figure out how...
Oh no, how scary is that? Look, we're getting into dangerous times where if AI can make realistic videos, I mean, for one, identity theft is going to blossom into, this problem for everyone on the planet. We're all just going to have our identity stolen, so that's going to be fun. But two, how will we be able to distinguish reality from fiction, from AI? It's not good. It's not good for us. A lot of us don't go outside and interact with the real world anymore. We're all online, social media, streaming. So how do we tell what's real?
Works under the hood and pour one out for all the humans that became obsolete this time. It is February 16th, 2024, and you're watching the Code Report. When I woke up yesterday, Google announced Gemini 1.5 with a...
Yeah, so I just used Gemini for the first time today. I was trying to go to Bard, which was Google's, I guess, previous AI, and they rebranded to Gemini. And I liked Bard. Bard was a cool title. Gemini, I don't really know if I like the name quite as much, but it's new. So how does Gemini relate to SORA? Let's see.
Context window up to 10 million tokens. That was an incredible achievement that was also blowing people's minds, but Sundar was quickly overshadowed by Sam Altman, who just gave us a preview of his new friend, SORA, which comes from the Japanese word for sky. It's a text-to-video model, and all the video clips you're seeing in this video have been generated by SORA.
I knew it. I knew this was like this faceless YouTube AI generation deal. I mean, makes sense. SORA is not like the first one to be able to do this, where you can just generate a script and have, some AI model put in all the B-roll. That's kind of been around. So, not the first of its kind. Perhaps better than other models. Let's see.
It's not the first AI video model. We already have open models like Stable Video Diffusion and private products like Pika, but SORA blows everything out of the water. Not only are the images more...
I like how the words were blows it out of the water, and SORA, the program making this video, decided to have an explosion. So is it that great?
Realistic, but they can be up to a minute long and maintain cohesion between frames. They can also be rendered in different aspect ratios.
Again, a minute? I mean, you gotta start somewhere, right? And at 30 frames per second,
they can either be created from a text prompt where you describe what you want to see, or from a started image that gets brought to life.
What? That's super cool. You can just give them an image and they'll bring it to life. Okay, also scary. What if I just give them an image, my CEO, and then get his voice from online, because whose voice isn't online? And now I've got a video with his voice. That's so dangerous.
Now, my initial thought was that OpenAI cherry-picked all these examples, but it appears that's not the case, because Sam Altman was taking requests from the crowd on Twitter and returning examples within a few minutes, like two golden retrievers doing a podcast on top of a mountain. Not bad, but this next one's really impressive.
That's pretty cool, though, to be doing real-time examples I mean, if your product actually works, that's what we want, real-time examples.
Guy turning a non-profit open source company into a profit-making closed source company. Impressive, very nice. So now you might be wondering how you can get your hands on this thing. Well, not so fast. If a model this powerful was given to some random chud, one can only imagine the horrors that it would be used for. It would be nice if we could generate video for our AI influencers for additional tips, but that's never going to happen. It's highly unlikely this model will ever be open source, and when they do release it, videos will have C2PA metadata, which is basically a surveillance apparatus that keeps a record of where content came from and how it was modified.
What? I mean, I'm glad we're thinking about the security implications of this software, but we know that bad actors are going to find ways to circumvent this.
In any case, we do have some details on how the model works. It likely takes a massive amount of computing power, and just a couple weeks ago, Sam Altman asked the world for $7 trillion to buy a bunch of GPUs. Yeah, that's trillion with a T, and even Jensen Huang made fun of that number, because it should really only cost around $2 trillion to get that job done. But maybe Jensen is Huang. It's going to take
Alright, so the guy asked for $7 trillion, but it only takes 2? That amount of money is ridiculous. You need $2 trillion just for GPUs to power this AI model. I wonder when, like, why not invest that money into quantum computing? Make leaps and bounds of progress there, and AI is just gonna fly off the chain once that gets going.
a lot of GPUs for video models to scale. Let's find out how they work. SORA is a diffusion model, like DALL-E and Stable Diffusion, where you start with some random noise, then gradually update that noise to a coherent image. Check out this video if you want to learn more about that algorithm. Now, there's a ton of data in a single still image, like 1,000 pixels by 1,000 pixels by 3 color channels, comes out to 3 million data points.
Woof. So 3 million data points off one image, 30 images per second, or 60, right, depending on whatever the FPS is. That is a lot of data. So processing time, and it makes sense why they want trillions of dollars of GPUs now to process all of that data. You're going to need a lot of storage and processing power.
That's a big number, but what if we have a 1-minute video at 60 frames per second? Now we have over 10 billion data points to generate. Now, just to put that in perspective for the primate brain, 1 million seconds is about 11.5 days, while 10 billion seconds is about 317.
I've seen these conversions of like money to time, right? We have 10 billion, you could say like dollars or seconds, and putting it into years to help us get perspective. It's just absolutely phenomenal. But here's the thing, 10 billion data points for a computer is much less than what it would be for the human brain to comprehend. I mean, if you think about it, people play video games at over 60 FPS all the time. So I mean that kind of data is constantly going on. This isn't something new. It's only new in the sense of artificial intelligence is going to be creating something from scratch. Like, what is the data processing power for artificial intelligence rather than like pre-programmed pixels in a video game?
Years. So there's a massive difference in scale, plus video has the added dimension of time. To understand this data, they took...
I don't know if I love all of the B-roll, like the clock melting to show like the processing of time. It's just kind of off. It's not flowing for me perfectly smooth.
An approach similar to large language models, which tokenize text, like code and poetry, for example. However, SORA is not tokenizing text, but rather visual patches. These are like small compressed chunks of images that capture both what they are visually and how they move through time, or frame by frame. What's also interesting is that video models typically crop their training data and output to a specific time and resolution, but SORA can train data on its native resolution and output variable resolutions as well. That's pretty cool. So how is this technology going to change the world? Well, last year, tools like Photoshop got a whole suite of AI editing tools. In the future, we'll be able to do the same in video. Like you might...
Also scary, right? To give an image and then have AI create context around that image, to be able to manipulate context around that image.
Have a car driving down the road and want to change the background scenery. Now you can do that in 10 seconds instead of hiring a cameraman and CGI expert. But it...
Oh my goodness. Again, dangerous. Dangerous. Like, it's super cool, but from like a security perspective, the amount of concern that I have on what bad people will do with this is just, it can be very, very detrimental.
Another lucrative, high-paying career that's been put on notice is Minecraft streaming. Sora can simulate artificial movement in Minecraft and potentially turn any idea into a Minecraft world in seconds. Or maybe you want to direct your own indie Pixar movie. AI makes that possible by stealing the artwork of talented humans. But it might not be that easy. As impressive as these videos are, you'll notice a lot of flaws if you look closely. They have that stuff.
That's true, that there are flaws. But I mean, there are flaws in current movies. You know, that's not something new. Humans also make flaws. And AI is still so new, right? We're in the infant stage, essentially, of what we're going to be seeing over the next decade. So yes, it's flawed. It will likely be flawed for a long time. But not the biggest concern, really.
Subtle but distinctive AI look about them, and they don't perfectly model physics or humanoid interactions. But it's only a matter of time before these limitations are figured out. Although I'm personally threatened and terrified of Sora, it's been a privilege.
It's kind of funny that fingers are a problem for AI, because fingers are also an issue for drawing. When you're trying to draw a human, fingers are some of the most difficult to make look realistic.
And an honor to watch 10,000 years of human culture get devoured by robots. This has been the Code Report. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Alright, so it wasn't specifically about how this SORA technology will revolutionize YouTube, but it likely will. Technology like this is just already infused in the landscape so much that, you know, people have created these exactly this right here, faceless YouTube channels where they're not editing, they're potentially not even creating the script. They just type it into a generator, have it generate, then programs like SORA create all of the B-roll, and then basically output it. I mean, it's, in terms of effort, that effort is very low. Barrier to entry, very low, right? Paying $9.99 or whatever it is per month to get your access to these programs, open source or not. You know, if money is the only inhibitor, the only barrier to entry, we're going to see a huge uptick. But then my guess is, will the audience want this? Is this actually what people want? Will we all start gravitating away from watching YouTube personalities to enjoying actual humans? How sad would that be? That we're just destroying our own jobs, right? How mad can we actually be that AI is replacing jobs if we ourselves are being led to consume and enjoy content that's all AI generated? I'm not really for it. I'm down for AI assisting in the process, but when AI is the entirety of that process, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. We're just making ourselves obsolete. So hopefully that's not the case. Not trying to be Debbie Downer here, but I'm paranoid. So that's just how it goes. Alright, until next time, take care.